Okay, welcome to my kind of convo. I'm your host, Criss.
I'm your host, Kim.
And I'm your hostess, Criss. Welcome
back.
I'm home, guys.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm sorry.
Welcome back. Crisscross is back, y'all. I'm so happy. And we're in a whole new year, y'all.
Yeah. Happy New Year to everyone.
New Year.
2024, baby.
Yes. So
New Year, new you.
right?
You know.
Right?
New year.
New things.
Same toxicity.
Well, actually, we're going to try to change that up.
Well,
a little
look,
bit, yeah.
it is statistically that within the first week of the new year, that New Year's resolution goes kaput. So
Yeah. We don't want to hear the gym memberships. We don't want to hear none of that stuff.
I ain't even do that this year.
I didn't do it this year either.
Ain't about it.
You know how many times I paid a full year of a gym membership I never used?
I don't do it anymore at all because I feel like I'm just setting myself up to fail.
Yeah.
So
100%.
it's a dub. Point blank period. All right. So New Year. We're gonna change it up a little bit because of course we have our girl Crisscross and we haven't heard from her in a while. And so she's going first today, y'all. She is going first. So Crisscross. I am handing
Conspiracy
it.
Corner.
Yes, we've been dubbing it that the whole time. I know you were testing it out. Yeah, we're testing this out.
Testing it out.
But
It's a lot of C's. It's a lot. of C's.
in your absence, we're like, we gotta call it something. So
Triple C.
So go. Here you are.
So starting off 2024, I am going to bring you back to 20. I'm going to bring you back to 2003, 2004, when
That was a good year.
the tomb of Gilgamesh was discovered in Iraq.
Okay.
Who Gilgamesh? I'm sorry, I said the name whole wrong.
So the story goes that Gilgamesh was, I guess, mythological. He was considered a god. And he, in the tablets, the Sumerian tablets, he basically was super powerful, like untouched strength. He was basically like a warrior of warriors. Okay. And there is a story in where they create, or the gods create, almost an identical, if you will, friend to him. It's specifically created for him, in which he was meant to defeat Gilgamesh.
Okay.
Instead, they become besties. Okay, and now they're going on defeating stuff and venturing out, and it comes to a point where the gods are upset. And so because the gods are upset, they choose which one will be unalived. So, long story short, the Spartan, I guess, is destroyed or killed. And this upsets Gilgamesh. It breaks his heart. And fast forwarding, there is basically where everyone's familiar with Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
The 40 days of rain, 40 nights of rain. Well, in the Sumerian tablets, it was actually 6 days and 6 nights of rain and then with the flooding until it subsided. But both, both characters or disciples, they both created the giant ark. Which, at the end of all of that, what do you call it?
Rain.
That whole section.
Yeah, pretty much at the end of that
event.
Right, of that event, the ark eventually lands on said mountain or whatever, and so goes on that tale.
Okay.
So in 2003, they discovered his tomb. And the preservation of this mummified god is so incredible, it's almost too good to be true. Like, when I tell you this, his skin is almost lively.
Oh.
Yeah, and his
how long has he been in the tomb?
I believe about 4,000 years, but it's between 2,600 and 4,000 years.
Wow.
I'm gonna just say whatever skin routine that was.
Right? And his hair,
Like
and his hair,
skin care.
Yeah.
it was like he brushed it every day since. Like, all gold jewelry. So the government, comes in once this was...
The US
Oh yeah,
government.
immediately.
Right, the U.S. government comes in, takes the body, and this story goes off the map, as usually anything like that does. However, they left pretty much things that looters would take, gold, all of that, other stuff.
Just for them to raid the tool.
Right,
Like we raiders of the Lost Ark over here.
right. However, you still take the body.
Right.
And so in the in the hieroglyphics of the Egyptian tombs, you'll see the Anunnaki or gods all have some kind of bracelet, or what many people believe is a wristwatch. Now, the Atlanteans, they believed in a specific stone. And I hope my conspiracy theorists are out there and you guys are jumping in the comments for this, because this is a good story to know. It's believed that this specific stone, the Atlanteans believed that it was the key to immortality. It kept your body and your soul and basically your life at its peak, if you will. And he actually, when they found his tomb, he actually did have what looks like a watch, and it was still active, still spinning. Oh. But it was nothing compared to our modern day watches that are made from quartz crystals, that are programmed by battery and etc. The face alone was nothing like you would have seen on any watch created today. Oh. And for it to still be active, completely insane.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But for it to go off the map since 2003. Mm-hmm. Like I was 13, dude.
Right.
Not only that, but I would want to know, what is that watch? What is that watch running on? What was the time that it's clocking? Because if it's not like our watches, then it's not clocking our time.
Right.
So what time, what kind of calendar or time are they clocking, and why is it still working compared to my regular smartwatch, Fitbit, regular watch, Rolexes out here that be dying, and we gotta change the batteries? This man's been dead for how long again?
Between 2,600 and 4,000 years.
Yeah.
Where's the body now in 2024?
Mr. Biden.
Oh.
We don't know, but there, when Hillary Clinton's email got hacked, she did question many things about Gilgamesh. Oh. And that was also something that surfaced as well. And just recently, within, I'd say, the last year or so, the original video that got archived is resurfaced. And, there are several people that I follow on different platforms that are very, very knowledgeable in those kind of historic, mythical stories and so on and so forth. Yeah. But this being one of those myths that turned out to be true.
Yeah.
Imagine he was 126 when he died.
Whoa.
Right. And the man does not look 126 in tomb.
What does he look like?
Babe, he looks like you and I. Like
There's
he's
pictures
just
out there like of him.
You know
like,
how
there's
they-
actual,
yeah. The
like-
video you can see it everything clearly.
But you know, they say
Yeah.
like in the past, you know, they died way
Way
older.
Yeah.
You know, they were dying in like 200s, 300s. They were like, people were living way longer back then than we are today. Like,
Right, but the preservation, not everybody was preserved
Like,
the way
was-
that he was.
Was he preserved in? I'm asking because I've never seen this video. Was he preserved in like a glass tomb, or was it
No,
like a
it-
tomb like the pharaohs?
So it was a tomb similar to the pharaoh. However, he was not wrapped in cloth. Right, and he was dressed as royalty. And he was like pretty much. It was very. There's nothing to protect him from.
The elements.
Right. And so, exactly. That was the face I made when I looked at it. And I was
sorry.
like,
I'm just
yeah, because
like that's wild.
everything is pristinely intact.
As if he was buried yesterday.
Yes. There's no decay. There's no, he does not look starved. His body is not wilted. You know, nothing. It's literally like he had been laying there sleeping for these thousands of years.
Oh my gosh. You know, it kind of reminds me of like
Saint Bernadette.
Saint Bernadette in France. Like her
Yes.
body's like super preserved. Like she's like my saint name, but it's like they said like she doesn't look. She just looks like she's sleeping. You know, like there's nothing. The body didn't deteriorate, and we've heard about a lot of that. But to say this, but for me, it's the fact that he's 120 something years old and looks like a 30-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see this video.
For me to
'cause-
just look like a 30-year-old now is hard.
oh my
Absolutely.
gosh, we've literally been watching Twilight Zone recently, and when they go, this man is 36 years old, and I said, Kimberly, look at what a 36-year-old look like back then. She was like,
phony.
dang, look at that. They look like they're in their 60s.
Right.
Yeah, look
Right.
compared to us, where we looking like we're, 50-year-olds are looking younger than me.
Hello. Hello.
Crazy.
I'm not in the right thing. My stress level too high. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, we still look like babies.
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
we get that
you
all
know,
the time.
And so, I don't know what happened, but these Gen Zs and whatever else they're called, y'all need an ugly stage to be humble.
I'm sick.
Because,
Amen
babe,
to that. Amen to that.
I can't. But going back to Gilgamesh, you know, with the we also don't realize that when you talk about the Anunnaki, they also came here and they were already 1 million years ahead of us.
It's your favorite people, Chris.
And
Yeah,
I'm
you
about
already
to
know.
I'm about to spice it up one more time. Check this theory out. What if space isn't really space and it's really across the ice wall?
The way my neck just.
You gonna have to you gonna have to bring that one. You have
So-
to go back
Pull
on
it
that
full
one.
circle.
Yeah,
Pull it full circle.
yeah. 'Cause
All right.
So try to
All right.
understand.
So just hear me out. Okay. So let's say if space is not really space and really the other worlds are just going past Antarctica, we never really touch space.
Wait. So where's that? All right. So Antarctica is what? Like the wall? That's it? It's just the like that Antarctica is the like that's it. There's just there's the world and then Antarctica is the like
Okay.
the door.
I gotta go flat Earth on
Like,
this
yeah,
because
I
if
think
the
so.
world
I
is
think we have
flat,
to go.
right,
Okay, no,
we
no.
gotta go
Yeah.
flat Earth.
Let's
We
think-
can't go
like-
round world on
right,
this one.
But think about this, okay?
Yeah.
So, and I want the person that has sailed from one sea to the other and back to confirm. But if we have an ice wall, right?
Right.
And we're in Antarctica, where there's nothing there,
Nada.
right? If you touch, for example, the sea wall, and you finally get over without getting assassinated, what do you expect to see on the other side?
More land.
Right.
I'm expecting, because, all right, if I'm going based off what they want us to know, which is that the world is round, I'm expecting more land. I'm expecting more something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I mean, I feel like space is like going straight up.
Right.
Not going around, if that makes sense. You know, it's like I'm looking at a door. What do I expect on the other side of the door? A room with my stuff in it.
So,
right? So, like,
I'm going to play something for you guys real quick. All right?
Okay.
By a woman named Helen Morris. She was the daughter of famous navigator William Morris. She also claims to have been born in the land beyond the ice walls. This book mentions the Great Dome contains 178 worlds, including Earth, in their own smaller domes. The most common way to pass through these domes is through water, where there are often open passages that connect the inner outer worlds. Almost like the membranes in a cell, functioning as a barrier that can allow at a certain time a passage.
All right, 170 something worlds. So,
Right.
okay.
All our parallel
right.
dimensions
So,
just fused.
I'm guessing Antarctica is the door. This wall in Antarctica is a door.
Right.
Because if beyond that wall is 170 something other worlds, then Antarctica has to be the door. And you have to get over this wall
Right.
to get to these other places.
So then how did the aliens...
So how are we circular?
Well, okay. That's what we perceive. Remember that.
Right.
I ain't never
perceive-
been up there.
I've never been around the world. Like
We're
Right.
only provided whatever it is that NASA has taken pictures, quote
Correct.
unquote.
And even the people that have gone, I'm going to say quote unquote, gone up into space at this moment,
right.
what they perceive they're seeing.
Right.
Because there's no video of them in
Right.
space.
Yeah, which is
a
wild
whole
because if
nother
you have a
thing.
quote unquote video of a man walking on the moon, which we all have
We've
our own
all
theories
seen,
about, why
quote
can't you
unquote.
quote unquote have video of everything else in space?
Yeah.
Right. And that wasn't the video I wanted to show you. There's actually another video of a woman talking about it. And of course, now I can't find it. But it was a very, very like educational video that she was, for educational purposes, y'all. But the way that she had broken it down was, Orion's belt
Yes.
is behind its own ice wall, and how the planets being aligned are beyond the ice wall. You ever think how we don't realistically have real photos of our solar system?
Right. It's all we're guesstimating.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're a marble amongst many marbles. And yet, if within or on our planet, who's to really say that we've really touched every single piece of land and only what's on our side of the world is the only land? Because you can stretch that out in any photo. But you know what you can't do? You can't get a true measurement of Antarctica, no matter how you try. It goes crescent.
That was that thing I saw. It was Google Earth. Someone had did it on Google Earth, and they tried to make take a full perimeter of Antarctica, and it kept doing like a crescent moon. Mm-hmm. And they were like, it doesn't make sense. Why is it just Antarctica that this is happening to? If you do it to Africa, if you do it to Europe, if you do it to Asia, it will give you a full map of perimeter of these other continents. But if you do Antarctica, it looks like a crescent moon because it's not round.
Yep.
I've seen that video popped up. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Moving on. TikTok.
She said, that's Criss's area.
I was like, all right.
That's really interesting.
You're just popping things in my head.
I mean, when I think about it, because, I don't go that in depth. I have my little, unsolved mysteries area, but I don't go that in depth. But when I think of all the like sci-fi things that we watch, and how they go into like different worlds and different places, and they have like these portals, and they're always like these doorways to other places. I'm like, there has to be a way to get to other places or other worlds. It's like Stargate.
Hell yeah.
If you don't know what Stargate,
SG1
we used to watch, where they actually had like these portals that they created, or these doorways, and it would literally take you to another place, another world. And there had to be another Stargate on the other
Miami, bro.
world.
Did you guys hear what happened in Miami?
No.
Are you serious? Yo.
Yes, we
Miami Bayside Mall. Where y'all at? Because I know that you guys saw a lot more than kids with sticks and firecrackers. Okay? All the police, that patrol Miami were at the Bayside Mall just a few days ago. I believe this happened on the 6th. There were reports of 8 to 10 feet creatures running around this mall. Yeah.
I think I saw this. It was like real with the quickness.
Yeah. And just before that happened,
I kind of did what you did. I saw it real quick and I just kept going.
I said, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Next video.
So there's so many reports of people seeing this, and people actually went on different platforms and were like, no, like what the police are saying or what the media is saying is not true. These were actual outer beings, like extraterrestrial beings. And like, imagine what was going on. And not to mention, they shut down the airport over there in Miami.
I heard about that.
And before that, there were people reporting UFO sightings in the sky that same day.
They want to get out the cold.
Yeah.
Well, right, like, because it's cold up here.
Right. And they're out here just popping around, saying what's up. And it's like...
Remind me of Signs.
And the thing is, they went to the mall, so they knew where to shop.
Right. Right. One sneaker came out.
Right. They wanted. They was like, look, I know I'm big, but
y'all got a size 15 for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, no, but like,
and we was just being scared.
Yo, no,
sorry,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But like, are they trying to say like they just kind of like just popped up like out of nowhere, like just. Like if there were sightings, but are we saying like there was a door over there and they just like
so apparently in one spot there was a portal that opened up. There's a video. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you'll see a couple of bystanders and they're just like macking it in the mall, and then all of a sudden like you see a gust of wind, a light, a boom, and like and
you in the food court eating your ramen.
They didn't even pop up in the food court. That's the crazy thing. At least I could get it. All right, take my lunch.
Hungry.
But no, like they were just, homie was just standing there, and all of a sudden you see him just haul ass, like, and it was just like whoosh in the middle of the floor. My bet, where's Rick? Where's Rick and Morty?
Rick just opened the portal with his portal gun and it was done.
Right, because why y'all come? Why did y'all come to fuck up my day?
When I'm at the mall, it's my day off.
Now the bus ain't
they
running.
They figure New Year, new us. We gonna start
and you know what? Y'all just told us aliens were real. So why y'all hiding this?
They're not anymore. They're like, oh, we got outed. So guess what?
Right, and now you just told everybody we lying again.
Right. So, America. They're like,
Right.
we want to give it to you, but we don't.
Right.
Dosage.
Just
Dosage.
take away
Yeah.
the taxes, and you know what? Everybody will
Yes.
forget it. Whatever.
Right,
We'll live in
100%.
harmony.
If you don't take away
100%.
taxes, I would appreciate that.
100%. You already
Drop
take it out.
it.
You already take it out my check anyway.
right.
Just take it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I'm not. You know what I'm not about to do.
Pay extraterrestrial taxes.
Facts. Okay. Facts, babe.
I'm
Y'all ain't doing nothing for me but scaring my
done.
neighbors.
Yo, they need to start putting tolls in the sky or something. Because when they
Right.
start coming through, y'all got to pay $16.
Right.
Just come down here.
Right.
If I got to pay that much going through a toll.
$9.60 with the easy pass, babe.
Right. It's extraterrestrial pass. Don't get it twisted. Extraterrestrial pass.
Right. Because, you're just visiting. You're not staying forever,
Right.
but you got to pay.
And why
You
y'all
can't-
can visit us and we can't visit y'all?
Right.
You're on your own with that one. You on your...
Let me tell you something.
Right,
Let me
right.
tell you something. If there's something that we got that y'all don't, let me know, because a black market real quick, babe.
100%. 100%.
Get rich or die trying.
I'm going to let you go and come back. I'm going right where I'm at. I will be traveling all over. I travel different states. I ain't traveling different universes. I ain't ready for all
I
that
ain't
just
doing
yet.
it.
Come on.
I'm not ready
You mean
for
if
that
I just
yet.
run down here and be like, listen, babe,
Yo.
they got the plasma gun 4000.
I'm
Ain't
so done
nobody
with
about
you.
to press us.
No, but if you tell me they
Let me
got,
explain something.
they
Let me
got
explain
really
something.
nice vacation spots.
Right,
that's a
right.
different.
They got a good beach.
Yeah,
I don't want to see no alien in a two-piece chilling on a beautiful beach. No.
What you mean? It's gonna be like Star Trek. Will Riker used to go to the finest places,
I don't
yo.
speak Klingon yet, babe.
He got fine women. She going couple. All up in that.
You want some gah?
Yo.
Sometimes.
Don't play with her.
Nah,
Cause she take you
I'm not
down.
gonna
Play with
front. Will Riker used to go to some fine looking beaches. I was like,
Look,
I won't be there. So
I mean,
you visit, you
You're
let
right.
me know.
you're right. You're right.
But I ain't hopping on no.
All right.
Don't tell
I
me that
might
this
feel
is.
the fit though. I might come back in looking lavish. Not
So
for
she
nothing.
went over
You know
there
what?
and she got the
By all means.
5,000 and it only
Right.
cost $100 US.
Go back.
right. Right.
Do you, boo?
And I'm gonna sell it for $700
I'm so
over
done.
here.
Do you, boo? Go back
Pimping
and
out the-
come back
pimping out the
looking
alien
fly-
shorties? What you mean out here?
I got Desdemona in the back, all right? She
Yeah.
from
She got
negative
4
6
boobs.
alpha.
Y'all
She
are
from
mess.
Alpha 700, all right? She ain't
Y'all-
never known nothing like this before.
Y'all
But
are
she
a
in
hot
it.
Mess.
I got you for 700 for the night.
Yeah. Why can't it just be like the Bruce Willis movie, Fifth Element? They were gorgeous.
Bruce
They
Willis.
were
It
gorgeous.
wasn't
They
Bruce
were
Willis.
flashy
Yeah.
aliens. All right,
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
I respect it. I
Yeah.
respect that game. Again, I'll let you do the traveling and
Right.
let me know.
I mean, if she
But-
spoke like how Shorty did, like she sounded like Donnie from the Wild Thornberries.
Lilo with
I'm with it, babe.
She pulled it back with Donnie.
Yeah.
I got you. Say less.
Okay, you got all right. You. I'm so done with y'all. I'm so done. Oh my gosh. Look, if it's anything like that, you go flashy. I come back flashy. I'm chill with it, but I'm good with my feet on the land. So
It's land though. It ain't
it's
water.
land. It's land. Yeah,
But I'll
Just
tell you
different
what,
land. It's both.
the second I get my air license,
can you
We
imagine? You have to learn how to drive in air.
Jetsons already said it, yo.
That's
Jetsons
true.
already said it.
That's true.
You supposed to. We already halfway through the Jetsons as is.
Right.
We
Yeah,
tell
we're
we
getting
teledocting.
We're
We
getting
got
there.
the robots out here.
right?
You know.
Now officially, but they slow it because remember we still have to get to like iRobot situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before we get to the Jetson situation.
yeah. So
Right.
you know, we getting there.
Slowly
we getting
but
there.
surely.
The Jetsons knew what they was doing. Who? I don't know. Hanna-Barbera, you out here in these streets.
Yeah, I had it. But all right, Crisscross bringing it back. Okay,
She brought it back
strong. All right, she's
Pew,
just
pew.
like, she's like, I'm back strong. All right,
Yeah.
girl. But y'all tell us what y'all think about all of that.
That's a lot.
So done.
Just gonna say, if we had to be in the Wild Thornberries, I'm Debbie, because Debbie gave no qualms. She was
done.
in there, and she was just like, "Look, it is what it is."
She was.
We is
She
not
really
Eliza.
was, though.
We not out here.
She
in these
really
streets.
was.
Debbie's like, "Nah, buddy."
No.
Yeah.
I'm done. So if you have any comments on that, because I can't with these two, definitely just comment and leave us a comment about it. And maybe you could tell us or fill us in on definitely a lot of Antarctica, because I'm questioning that. Gilgamesh, I'm gonna have to check out the pictures, because what's up with that? And aliens up in Miami. Keep my feet on the ground, but would you like to fly up into space? So let us know how you feel about that. All right, so we're gonna pass the torch, Miss Kim. Let's go.
So I've been on my TikTok scrollings for a lot of things. So as a self-proclaimed nerd, happily, okay. How can you tell a nerd by not, because nerds nowadays don't look like nerds.
That's facts.
1000%. Ain't no Steve Urkel's walking around here. There's no freaks and geeks.
You
know what I'm
can't,
saying?
you can't tell.
No.
You can't really tell. You can't even tell that the person's sitting by themselves in the cafeteria. That's not a nerd. They just a loner.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Right?
right, right.
Yeah.
So-
Me, yeah.
When you go to this person's house, you know how you can tell if they're a nerd? It doesn't matter what type of fandom. You can tell.
Okay, tell me.
And you know how? They got some type of collection they need to show you.
I'm so done.
You're not lying, though.
so done.
She's not lying. Yo, she's not.
It is the truth.
It doesn't matter. It can be any fandom, and this goes for books, this goes for movies, this goes for fandoms as in like pops or toys or anything. Whenever you go to a nerd's house, it's oh, let me show you something I really like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's their collection.
Yeah.
But I also think it depends on the collection too, because you would say like some people are like OD sneakerheads.
Truth.
Do we consider them a nerd?
But that is considered a fandom.
okay. But does that consider them a nerd?
Truth.
Are they nerds because they collect sneakers? Are they nerds because they collect a whole bunch of Coach stuff because they like Coach? You know what I'm saying? So where do we say the line of like saying, oh, they're nerds compared to saying that they're just collectors?
I doubt a sneakerhead is going to be like, yo, come look at my sneakers, unless they're talking to somebody else about sneakers. Same with somebody
Right.
about
I'm
bags.
not gonna say I know, because I know a sneakerhead and they very much like to express their sneaker collection. Okay, and they like to talk about I'm not a sneaker aficionado, but they're the Air Force Ones from whatever, or their Jordans from this time period, or whatever. They're really into their shoes. You know, we see a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, a lot of people with their shoe collection, but that's just an example.
It's just an
There's
example.
some people who are bag collectors,
Right.
or there's some people.
I get you.
But I'm like, where do we say the collection, the line of saying they're a nerd? Because I wouldn't consider a sneakerhead a nerd. I would just say they're a collector, because it's like some people are art collectors. I wouldn't consider them a nerd. I just say they just really like art.
Yeah.
So
Well, now you done threw my whole thing out the window.
so sorry. But it's like, I'm just
Well,
saying that's just my theory. You could say
Most nerds, you're gonna find some type of, either it's Loungefly or their fandom, or it's like a specific genre type of collection.
yeah,
So it's like, for us, we love Funko Pops.
yes,
It is a predominant thing.
Right.
You can see them.
right,
And everyone's like, oh my gosh. You see it. We also like books.
yeah,
We have a collection of books. We have a collection of little tchotchkes, of little things that, you know, I like this, so I bought it,
yeah.
kind of thing. But it's like, let's talk about other people, like that don't see their nerddom right away. So if it's like, if you see somebody that, right, yourself, like someone who plays Dungeons and Dragons, they're gonna have a collection of dice. It's gonna be multiple dice.
Right.
It's not just going to be one dice. It's going to be like 17 D20s.
Well, I also think that's because they want to vary it up.
They do.
You know, they like to play with.
But I like
various
the
amount
dice
of
too. I just want the dice.
You just like it because they look nice.
I like
they
dice.
look pretty.
They pretty dice.
I've been to a Dungeons and Dragons store. Their dice wall is to die for.
Yeah. You
Pun
see?
intended.
You're saying.
Yeah.
You see? Like, we have a friend. She's an amazing sister. And as soon as you walk into her home, the highlight is her consoles and handhelds. When I tell you every console and every handheld, and they all work.
Well,
That's sick.
And that's just
I like
like
that. That's
one of
dope.
our other friends who has like a massive nerd cave.
Yes.
And like he has all of the systems that work. And multiple screens, multiple,
multiple statues.
and games and pops and dedicated to and where we used to go to video game stores, now it's literal like his place is a video game place.
It's his house.
It's wild. Yeah.
But then you walk in, but it's, you know what it is? It's when you walk in and you see it and it's like a papa moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you talk to a nerd about their fandom, it's like, yeah, I'm proud of this one.
Yes.
I'm proud of, because like our friend who, they just went to Japan and they brought back a console from Japan. I think it was a Hello Kitty, right?
Yeah.
It was a Hello Kitty. I think it was N64.
Yep.
And it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works. And I was
Bro.
just like,
Iconic.
that is, and they were like, yeah, we're just gonna
And
go back
rare.
to Japan and get like a few more other things, and it's just like,
Bruh, take me with you.
like
Rare stuff.
and
Yeah.
it's the passion behind it, and you make it a passion project, and I think that's what like you can really, you're like, yeah, that's me,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
me.
I mean, going to it like, we were raised by Trekkies.
Yes.
And I very much wanted to disassociate myself with that. Not to say I didn't like the show. I loved
And the Trekkie.
the show. Yes, I
Some Next
loved the show.
Generation.
I knew it. Not even. We were raised on the original Star Trek. We were raised on Next Generation. Was definitely our intro into it because
That
I
was
can't
our-
remember Star Trek the original. We only saw it in reruns.
Mind you, it was only 2 seasons and like 25 episodes.
Right.
So yeah.
So, but growing up, I was just like, I'm not even going to talk about this. But over time, I got used to it because I can name episodes. I can name different things. I could, whatever. And people, and then realize that there was a community for it.
Huge.
And I don't think I became more into my nerddom until like really you and Jay, when you guys came back from New Mexico.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I really got more involved into it because there was no one else for me to bounce it off.
off.
There was no one for me to be like, this is what I like. This is what I enjoy.
You know what it is? It's in those teenage years, you figure out what you like. And you're like, oh no, I'm going to hide this part of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're at that point one time, you're just like, I'm done. I'm good.
Right.
I'm just going to let my nerd flag fly.
Right.
And enjoy what I enjoy.
Yeah.
Just be who I am. And at the end of the day, if you don't like it, you don't like me.
Right. It is
That's
what
true.
it is.
And you surround yourself with these people who don't judge you
yeah.
on
Yes.
these things. Be it that I like consoles, I like handhelds, I like Funko Pops, I like books, I like Loungefly bags, I love Disney. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like what you were saying, like what makes a nerd, yes, it's their collection, but it's specifically if it's anime, if it's comics, if it's TV shows. Like we've seen the explosion of anime in recent years. Even me, who I'm not the largest anime fan by any means, but there are certain things now I can't get enough of webtoons. That was considered a lot of anime on there. That's kind of entered me. I went to my first anime con last year and
So amazing.
blew my mind. I had a great time, even though I had no idea of majority of the characters, but it didn't matter. It was a community that I felt comfortable enough in to be like, I support the love of this genre.
Right.
And a lot of people collecting the pins. You know what I'm saying? Collecting the statues, collecting, just like Kimberly said, like little books, little trinkets, things that make them happy based off this genre, this nerddom. Like back in the day, comics were considered ridiculous. Like do not read. You know, they're just it's crappy entertainment. You're a nerd for like being interested.
You
in
would
that.
be in trouble in school reading your. You know how the '90s kids will know. You're reading your book. And in there is the comic book, and it's standing up, and the teacher's teaching, and you like, I'm gonna read this.
So like, I get that, but like, so I didn't get like my mom never took me to the store, and like I was able to buy comic books because I was reading books so much. That's how I got into manga, and so that's how I would get away with buying like getting like my allowance, whatever. And that's what I was going to the book thingy fair. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
The Scholastic book fair.
Yeah.
And snatching up a manga, didn't even care what it was, didn't even think twice, but I wanted it.
Yeah.
And then now I gotta pretend that my friend gave me this. But that's like I grew up on consoles as well. Yeah. I had like the Sega Genesis for many years.
Yeah. Oh.
I had the purple cube, the purple GameCube. I had PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5 yet.
We were good.
But
Yeah.
all the Game Boys, all that stuff. My sister, was it my sister? I think it was my brother maybe. But one of my siblings recently just found an old school Game Boy just chilling on the street.
Oh.
Chilling on the street.
They picked it up, right?
Yeah, working everything.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I was like, bro, I lose my mind. Like
Disrespectful.
I actually just came into a part of my collection that like no one knows about, and it's my Kingdom Hearts. Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts is a deep rooted.
Yeah. Oh my
It's so
God.
deep rooted, over 10 years, and it's such a great story.
yeah. Like that was one of the that was one of the games that you couldn't get me away from as a kid.
Yeah.
Like at all. And
Mind you, we have all of them.
I know. But I just my sister just brought back up my Sora.
Sora.
Yeah. Just brought him back up. I have I believe it's either the 2012 GameStop edition or 2013 GameStop edition statue. And I never took it out the box. It's never been touched, but it did get damaged in moving. But I don't care. It's still there. And like I have a bunch of different icons from all that. But I definitely collections.
Yeah.
I agree with the collections and like all those different things that you grow up on. Like being a nerd is so different now than it was when we were kids.
Yes.
You know, like fuck all y'all bullies now, because now all of a sudden y'all know what Marvel is.
Right. Well, you're right with the growth of Marvel movies and the way that they just exploded into,
And that was only in
Hollywood.
the last, 10, 12 years.
Yeah, and the way it exploded into Hollywood definitely, I think, is what birthed a lot of people.
It birthed a lot of people being honest that, I do like this.
Yeah. Well, it confirmed many of
yes.
us. It confirmed all of us that were like already
I've been reading
in
this
Marvel
for mad
Yeah.
years. I go to these Comic Cons. And that's also what blossomed huge comic conventions to make them overrun.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like this.
Yeah, you guys taking me to my first Comic-Con?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my head spun. And I couldn't even imagine what it was like on like the first day. You know what I'm saying? And like I would piss myself if to just be at Inuyasha stand. Like I'm such a die-hard Inuyasha fan.
Yashihime.
Yes. I just recently saw a girl that has fucking Inuyasha tattoos.
Oh,
and that's been my
fire.
goal, because I want a whole piece.
Yeah.
But I want a fan art when they have children.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Now it's all there because you have Yashihime, which is the sequel to Inuyasha, and you can actually get them.
Right.
So it's like it's huge. All of this that's
I'm
coming back
listening,
around.
but
You know,
But
waking up at 3
I know
a.m.
the
listening to that
basic.
one song
Yep.
at the end credits of Shishomaru looking at his daddy.
I'm here, but I'm.
If you hear the song, you'll know
I
exactly
probably know what it is.
Exactly what it is. It wakes you up at 3 a.m. Like, I missed the whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get
because it's so
I'm so done.
iconic.
But I get what you guys are saying. Like with the birth of everything, like Comic-Con has definitely gotten overrun because of all the new people who are like now because of Marvel. Oh my God, I want to look at the Thor and I want to look at his comic books, or I want to look up Aquaman because he looks so cool, and now I want to read all the comics on
Love
him.
you, Jason Momoa.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. And that's where I think a lot of the collectors are coming from.
Yeah.
Because of the new era of nerdom, which doesn't feel.
That's it. You know it.
I'm so done. I'm done. It still goes over my head, but I've heard it. I have heard it.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
You in your sleep, and all of
am.
a sudden that song, and it comes on so loud.
It does.
Wow.
What is that?
And my mom like, turn off the TV. And I'm like, you never understood. They belong together, Ma.
I'm done.
Kikyo could go somewhere. Anyway.
I'm done.
Anyway.
But yeah, I think
Yes,
yeah.
it's within the last 15 years, it's the birth of the big nerdum.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just not
Like I'm not a kid anymore, but kids aren't getting bullied for that anymore.
right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not. They're coming home. They're getting bullied, but
Right.
they ain't getting bullied
Like we did.
like because
Because I got a comic book in my book stash.
or you carried a lot of books, or you went to the library, or you were a nerd. You were a nerd because you were deep in books and you like to
Right.
read. You're a geek because you liked something that they considered weird, which
Right.
now today is like normal.
Being part of band
Right.
is regular.
Right. Oh my God. Band today is not like band back in the day.
No.
Made fun of band. Now today it's like,
Now y'all doing backflips with the trombone. What's up?
yo, they got nationals and stuff. They be like killing
Yeah,
it. They got
going
the
hard.
dancers. They got
Let me
the
explain
stuff.
something.
They getting down. I was like,
Before
What?
Glee came out on TV, Glee Club was not fun.
nope.
It was not
People
fun.
made fun of the Glee Club.
It
People made
wasn't-
fun of people in drama club. People made fun of
Yes.
people and all these extracurricular activities that are now like
Oh yeah, we do
popular.
that.
They're
I'm
great.
like,
And now it's like
when did that happen?
because time changed, and as time changed, things became also changed.
Right.
So I agree though. Yeah, a nerd person will show you their collection in a heartbeat though.
Yeah.
Heartbeat. We want to
Yeah.
think
'cause
twice.
We're proud.
Proud. It's
Yeah.
the passion.
I
the
know.
passion.
Y'all
It's the
don't
hard
even
work.
have to say nothing. You just walk in and you're like, whoa.
It's the hard work.
It's the hard work.
It's the hard work and the amount of money you spend.
You dang right.
I still will say that I thought it was the dopest shit the day that we got into it about Poison Ivy, because I have like never met another person that's a die-hard Poison Ivy fan like I am.
This one.
Yeah.
This one.
Well, you did, and we happen to share the same name.
And you're actually in her fit.
You are today. Look at you.
I know. Yo,
Yeah.
I have loved her
Uma
from
Thurman.
Yeah.
well, even before Uma Thurman.
What's
I
her
loved her
name?
from
The animated
series. I fell in love with her, and then to see her in live action, which is embarrassing that they've never brought her back except for when they did the series on Channel 5. But she was Pamela Gotham. She wasn't in her character. She wasn't in her
Right.
form yet, but she was there. But Uma Thurman, I'm sorry, I don't care. Fight me in the comments. The fact that I got to see her as Poison Ivy,
Yeah. And she was dope.
taking.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care if the movie was trash, but her, never in a million years will I say she was trash. I loved it, and I
Yeah.
prefer it, and I hope somebody can bring another iteration of her live action
Yep.
back to the screen. We are continuously bringing Catwoman. Great for Catwoman. She's awesome. Wonder.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Can we see some more Poison Ivy?
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
let's bring her back.
out.
Let's
Yeah.
bring
I
her
mean,
out.
I know they're saying this with Harley Quinn on Max, which is not a child's show, not a children's show. It is definitely adult animation. That they're bringing out the new 52 version of Poison Ivy. Let's get a live action.
Yeah.
I mean, Catwoman has gotten it. Harley's definitely gotten it with Margot, who has chef's kiss. I love Margot for the way she portrays her.
Which Lady Gaga's coming back in the Joker too.
So we're gonna see that.
I see a different version, live action.
Excited
of Poison
for that.
Ivy,
I'm
which is
very
going to be
excited
interesting.
for that.
Yeah,
because Lady Gaga, to you,
I think she's a really good actress.
I think she does.
I would
very
love
well.
to see her take on Harley
Harleen
Quinn, but
Quinzel.
I need someone to do a new iteration.
Let's
do
of
it.
Poison Ivy. I'm with you, girl.
Absolutely.
I think the way that Poison Ivy's gone up and down, back and forth, I love her character from, being just herself, and then, being in love with guys, being in love with girls, just loving plants in the world. And that's really what she's all about, and then to be the villain that she is. At the end of the day, I don't think she gets enough credit, love, or respect. And I think that needs to be shown.
At the end of the day, Pamela Isley only just wanted a family.
Yeah. Yep.
And her plants were her family. And then when she created her family and everyone killed her family, she wanted revenge.
Yeah.
You know what I was just thinking? It popped in my head. It would be so fucking amazing if they did Pamela's life in her younger years, because Uma Thurman's daughter would be spectacular in that role.
Gosh,
she would kill it.
Taking that mantle up after her mom would be wonderful. Yeah, I think so. I think they tried with Gotham, and then it slowly to where we.
Well, Gotham
were,
was I never really watched Gotham.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces, but
bits and pieces. I've heard it's such an amazing series that went off the air a couple
on
of years
Max
ago.
now. Yeah.
So, it's one of those. It's on my to watch list.
Yeah. It's on my once I get through everything else.
I'm definitely gonna watch a lot of Marvel.
But again, the fact that we had this in common, it's just the love. You wouldn't have known if we didn't see my collection.
Right.
Which here we are, communities and people coming together. Like, before we switch, my boyfriend currently, when we started talking in the beginning, he was like, tell me something about you that I don't know. And I was like, oh, well, I like this, I like that, and I love Funko. I'm a Funko Pop collector. I wasn't ashamed of it. It wasn't embarrassing to me. It's something that it's a part of me, because guess what? I'm going to be taking a lot of that stuff with whoever I live with. You're going to have to deal with it. I don't care. If you love me, you're going to have to love that.
Right.
Deal with these Funko
When
Pops.
he found that out, he was like, I was so embarrassed to tell you, but I'm a pop collector too. And I was just like, why would you be embarrassed? And he was just like, well, not a lot of people are into that, and not a lot of people like it. And I've been with, past previous people who may not have liked my, quote unquote obsession, not obsession. And I was just like, don't ever be ashamed to show who you are.
Right.
And express
the
this.
one true king.
I'm so done.
Simba.
Not Simba.
And then he holds up a pop sticker. Okay, we're not going to
Can I mess up the words?
Yeah.
Somebody will come at me. Somebody will come at me.
Stop, because I got the vocal for it.
But no, like I think he was still stemming from a time when it was embarrassing to bring something. I was like, don't be embarrassed.
I think when we first started, we would have been like, we ain't telling nobody we do this.
Right. But technically, it wasn't even supposed to grow as big as it did.
It was only like
it
6.
Started off tiny.
It's only 6.5 feet tall, y'all. That's all I'm finna say. And still growing.
It slowed down.
We slowed down because we were like, pull it back. It can't. You know why? I think mostly we pull it back because it used to be specific.
Yeah.
Now it's literally anything and everything from books,
yourself,
characters, yourself. It's now actors and actresses, and it's TV shows and ball players and singers. And I was like, pause. When did it start getting crazy?
Right.
Before it was like a small niche and it was all just nerdy, and now it just blew up. And I said,
I think we have. I think in total with the regular size, I think last time I counted it was almost 250. We do have a couple of the bigger items that are put away in storage.
Yeah.
You know, it's
But we're
we
born
pulled back.
collectors.
Yeah.
We born collectors because it started from our parents. My dad used to take us to Toys R Us, and he used to say, "You are not getting anything," but he'd pick up 3 Star Trek toys,
So wrong.
and spend $50,
So
and
wrong.
you're like, "But I got nothing,"
Disrespectful.
and I'm a kid. I'm like 7.
How do you take your kids to Toys R Us and tell them you ain't
back
getting
when?
nothing?
And this is just showing our age
This
because
ain't
this
for
is back when
you.
Toys R Us was open.
This ain't for you.
I know.
I'm
I
getting
remember
these
running
toys.
around Toys R Us.
Yeah.
What? I knew that Toys R Us like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
It
You
was
know
the
how I
one in
got free
Valley
Legos?
Stream. Back of my hand. I knew where to go. Catch me later.
Whoa,
But then if I pick
what?
something up,
You're not
no,
getting that.
You ain't
No.
getting that.
And then you try to
look
slide
at,
it in the cart.
And then you look at him and he, where you going with all that Star Trek stuff, sir? Yeah.
See, you
Which
can't
we
do
still
that now
have today.
because you can't do it now because the way that these baby children look at you in your soul and they bat their little eyes and you know what?
You make it. Yeah.
You know you want to fist fight them.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I'm going to spend this $120, but you better play with it for at least a month. A month?
Right. They look at you like you wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you know what you're not about to do? Like, I have a doll, okay? A doll was given to give to my baby niece.
Mm-hmm.
This doll costs a lot of money, y'all. And I'm the one that called my sister and I said, do you want me to give this to her? Because this could be her college tuition.
Right.
Or it could be absolutely nothing. You tell me. And I was shaking and I was quivering. And she said, don't send it to my house because I really can't decide. I said it should have been an easy question, but
It was difficult. It was difficult.
and she's a collector.
Yeah. Oh.
She's a collector too. She's a pop collector too.
Oh.
Yeah. And so
Family.
hers are mainly she, you know, I've gotten her Fortnite pops. She has Harry Potter pops,
yeah.
all
you
that
can't
stuff.
get all the Harry Potters. No,
You know,
don't
and
do
then
that
there's
collection.
anime pops, etc.
Yeah,
Marvel, Star Wars, all that fun stuff. But I like the stress and anxiety. I still have the doll.
Oh.
I still have the doll. You know why? Because the box costs more than the doll too.
That's right.
And you
This
know
is
what?
why you
I
don't
sat
take 'em
here
out
and
the box.
I said, baby girl, do you deserve this right now? I said, you deserve everything in the world, but I can't tell you have this doll because you're gonna beg me
Yep.
to play with the doll. And I know that it is going to be a bigger, you know, in
gonna
the
be a fight.
future.
Yeah. It's gonna cost more. in the
But if
future.
she finds out and she says please, I might just say fuck it.
You know, we went to a yard sale because we were selling a lot of stuff that extra stuff that we had that we weren't keeping that we've gotten from cons and stuff. And my partner gave me a whole bunch of Funko that he was just like, I'm not gonna keep it, just so. I was like, okay, fine. And one of them was the Kool-Aid Man,
Oh my gosh.
busting through the wall. And a guy was like, my granddaughter doesn't, I don't think she has this one. My daughter, she doesn't have this one. I think I'm gonna get this for her. I was like, oh, okay. So he kept like, he's like, I'll come back. I said, okay. He came back. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. I said, okay, cool. He bought it. He gave it to his granddaughter. My God, the child ripped the thing out the box, tossed the box away. And he was like, why'd you do that? And she's like, I didn't want to play with it. I was like, I would have passed out. My heart was like, oh.
Now, and knowing that her boyfriend is a collector, how
I
long
told
has he
him-
had this in his
I
collection?
told him. He was like, she did what? I was like, yeah. And
ripped the box.
and threw the box in the trash, mind you. Yeah, that was it. I was like, because even he knew that was a collector's item because it was like the OG, the original.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was just like,
She only bought it for like
well,
$10.
and I looked at him. I was like, "It's out of my hands. Whatever happens once the sale is done.
Jesus said this is the way.
Sale is done. Good luck." You know, my heart went with the box. I was like,
Right in the trash.
right in the trash. But wow.
My heart is heavy right now.
So I understand what you're saying.
Like,
I would personally recommend when you do give it to her, don't give it to her in the box. Keep the box.
Right.
Because
right.
you could fix up the doll.
Right.
Just give her the doll without the box.
Let me
and
tell
then
you
later. Yeah.
It's
Or at a time where she could appreciate it.
right. Because I know that I got, like, when I was a kid, I used to get all those freaking My aunts would get me the Christmas Barbies. Those collector's Christmas
the holiday
Barbies.
one.
Yes. Ask me where they are now. Because I could have been a zillionaire.
Because Barbie just came back out.
Especially this last year, she just
I had the
came out.
ones, right, but I had the ones with the velvet dresses, the reds, the blues, the greens. Tell me where they are now.
I'm crying for you.
I know.
Like, inside,
Yeah.
my inner child is just...
Yeah.
Because we got Barbies, but we didn't get those
We didn't
kinds
get the
of
collector
Barbies.
Barbies. Now that we would have
those-
never been able to see those Barbies.
Oh, no. Those would have been never in a
And
million
I was always
years.
that kid that never opened toys like that. Because I wasn't I didn't
killing
like
me.
playing with Barbies.
You're killing.
I was a geek.
Right.
I played Spider-Man all day.
Oh, respect.
Respectfully.
Respect it.
Like,
I respect it. But
We
no,
played with the
that-
G.I. Joes too. You know, the Barbies and the G.I. Joes, they had whole
Oh, yeah.
houses.
I love the fact that the G.I. Joes had guns. They were protecting the Barbies. But Barbie could hold her own too.
She could
I was
hold her
like,
own. She was
girl, you
bringing in
get
the
there.
money. She was bringing in the money.
Yeah. His ass was kidnapped.
He was.
when,
Dang right.
when Barbie first came out that she was pregnant, whatever.
Yeah,
No,
Mitch.
That's when all my aunts was like, we ain't buying Barbies for these kids.
No. My mama did not. My mama was like, no.
What they trying to teach these kids?
Yeah.
The belly come out when there's a baby in there.
This is why I say all women just watch the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah,
Watch the
it
Barbie
is.
movie.
It is.
Growing up skipper. Growing up skipper. That's all I got to say.
Oh my God. Yeah. No. But damn.
But yes, tell me how you guys feel about, fandom collections.
And what are you collecting?
What are you
so,
collecting?
yeah.
Tell me what you're collecting. I would love to know and other people's collections.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Even if it's weird, not gross, but weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it a little
gross stuff to you.
PG-13. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Keep it. If it's really, really out there, it's okay.
Keep it PG-13.
You don't need to know that much. All right. So, my
Go
turn.
ahead, Miss Criss.
Okay. So, this came up as a topic of conversation. Not very recently, but like I saw it. It was a topic of conversation only because of what happened, and I'll explain the situations. So, I had someone when I first met my partner. I was already talking to someone else, and this person really wasn't giving me, like, when we see each other, conversation all day long, but through text, like, I'll go home, they'll text me, I'll text them back, but their responses to me were taking 2-3 days, while my response was
For no reason.
instant. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna respond, but then 2-3 days, but then if I saw them in person, we're talking nonstop the whole time. And I was like, all right, let me give this person a chance. We had a lot of chemistry. It was there. But it turned out that I was tired of the rest of the communication happening. Like 3 days later, if I needed to talk, and there was a point where I really needed to talk to this person because medically something had happened. And I was like, all right, let me just fill them in because maybe they don't want to keep talking to me or something, because it was a serious situation for me. And when they did not respond back to me, I knew, I was like, okay, if you can't even be here at a time when I am not at my best, then why am I going to continue this conversation? So I didn't cut them off, but I was just like, I'm going to keep looking.
Right.
Because I had already tried Facebook dating. And that was my first foray into the world of internet dating. And I was like, let me try Facebook when it first started out. And there were a couple frogs. So when I was like, this is
frogs.
I was like,
It was a hoppity.
Not a lot of frogs.
so I was like, I'm gonna give it one more shot. Even though I'm talking to this person, I'm gonna give it one more shot. We're not exclusive. I'm not tied down. And then I met my partner. Currently, we had started talking. So I'm still talking to this other guy, but I'm talking to my partner, and who soon became my partner. And he's on it. He's responding back to me. We're talking. He's getting to know me. We're sleeping on each other. We're talking to each other. He gave me what I was looking for, and vice versa. And once my current partner was like, this is it. You're it for me. This is it. I was like, oh, okay. And I turned to the other guy and I was like, yeah, we're we're not going down this road anymore because I found somebody else. And he was like, oh my God, like, did you cheat on me? And I was like, I didn't cheat on you. We weren't anything. We weren't exclusive. And it was like, like he played it off like, I get it because I really wasn't giving you the attention you needed and deserved. And so no worries, no heartfelt. But I know it was heartfelt because later on there were other situations where he would bring it up and try to throw it in my face. And I was like,
multiple situations.
What's happening there? So, and then I recently, I had spoken to my partner about it because he kind of knew and didn't really know at the time when I cut off the other guy, but he didn't know I was talking to someone else either. But, I told him, afterwards, and then we had spoken about it recently, and just his response was like, not in a bad way, but it was kind of like, oh yeah, like I, date multiple people, but maybe they should know about each other, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, not really. And then on a reel, it came up that a girl brought up, she's like, what do you think about women dating multiple people? And so I was like, yeah, I've had that same thing. What do you think about dating multiple people? Why is that kind of looked at like you're doing something wrong? Do you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of it, I kind of felt like I did something wrong, but I'm like, I didn't because I wasn't tied to anyone.
100%.
So I'm just kind of like trying to pose it to you guys. Okay. Like, what do you guys think? Dating multiple people at one time? Like,
if we are not exclusive and I'm not exclusively dating just you, I think it's fine. There was a point where I was talking to like 3 and 4 guys at the same time. Because I was single. I was, we just talking.
Yeah.
Where, I had the guy at the convenience store.
Sure
I had the guy that I went to elementary school with.
She did.
And another guy who I was just kind of getting to know. And then I was still on these little dating sites, like talking to other people, like having little conversations. So at the end of the day, I wasn't dating anyone exclusive. I was single.
That part.
So there's nothing wrong with me talking to multiple people and enjoying my life in that moment. Now, when I did at the time, because it was with my ex, when we did start dating, I did cut everyone off. I did. I was like the convenience store guy. Well, he had already moved on. The guy who was a friend from elementary school, we were always talking about we'd meet up and whatever. Just come to find out he was dating somebody else anyway, and that was a whole nother can of worms with the current person I was dating. But it was I just dropped everything and I was exclusively with this one person. So if you are single and you're mingling, and if you're just out here living your best life, there should be no qualms, woman or man, that I'm talking to multiple people. Unless you are coming home to somebody every day and you're like, you my boo, then that's different.
Right.
But if I am, definitely single, we're not together. We just having fun. Then you know what it is. Enjoy your best life.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Because I did it. That's exactly how I feel.
So I agree. So if I will talk to a bunch of people, unless for whatever reason, me and one person have come to the agreement that there is nobody else to talk to. We don't want to talk to multiple people. It's comfortable being in that situation. But in terms of labels, I enjoy the non-label thing just because I don't want to be necessarily tied to anybody. I enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the intention. I enjoy, being checked upon, but I also really enjoy my loneliness, and to a certain extent, if you will.
Yeah.
But in the dating aspect, I really listen, you ain't about to fuck on me and fuck on the whole crew, all right? Because, and not for nothing, we live in a society where, you know, we get called out of our name for being
24/7.
adults.
Yo.
We get called out of our name for being adults. But you know what? It's okay when homeboy or the AG goes and sleeps with, you know, the whole borough. Mm-hmm. I go and I sleep with 2 people, and that's none of your business.
Mm-hmm. But I'm a hoe.
Exactly. And I'm a hoe. I'm a scut.
Oh, you
I'm-
shouldn't have been talking to all these people at the same, but you're doing the same thing.
Right. But I'm not your girl.
Right.
I'm not your wife.
Right.
I'm nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can go and get yours wet, I can go get mine wet. How about that? Like, it's just keeping it 100. And like, you know, there are those situations where, you really like a person, or, 2 people really like each other, but they're just not ready to fully be committed. And that's okay too. You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations like that. And sometimes that could be really fun in itself, but it's all for that kind of thing. You got to have good communication. But I don't feel like you were wrong at all for the way that you handled what you handled. You know why? Because that don't eat rice and beans, baby. And not only that, but not to say that, but just it not only does it not feed your desire there, but mentally either.
Right.
And being in the dating world is better. Like, it sometimes honestly is better to have options than to be stuck to a person and you realize later on we really aren't compatible.
Right.
I liked you because I liked the notion of what we could have been.
Right.
And we didn't go that way.
Right.
And so, like, I get it.
Like, I feel like for some reason it felt like people were saying like dating is monogamous, and I'm just like, in what way is dating monogamous? Like, just because I'm talking to you doesn't make me yours.
Right.
We're
100%.
getting to know each other. The reason dating is to get to know you as a person, to see if you even match with me.
Right.
Are you compatible with me? Do we vibe with each other? Does your lifestyle fit my lifestyle?
Right.
Are we flowing in the same direction, or in a direction that we know we are okay with flowing with each other? Like, that's the point. It's to find that person or people who I feel comfortable enough to share my life with. And so it was really like weird to be like put in a position where I felt like I was like, not to say I was completely wrong, I wasn't wrong, to feel even wrong, like that I was dating
That you
multiple
felt in
people.
that moment that you were wrong, and that wasn't okay. Like that,
Right.
You weren't exclusively with this guy,
Right.
You, especially if you're texting him and you go ghost for 2 to 3 days.
That shit blows mine.
Yo.
And like, because I hate that I'm such a quick texter.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, and I don't have my phone in my hand all the time. I'll check my phone constantly, but I don't answer everybody right away.
Correct.
And like, and if you hit me up and I respond the second that message touched my phone,
You better respond back.
Exactly. You got my
Yes.
attention and I stopped what I'm doing. And if
Yes.
I'm waiting more than 5 minutes,
We
I'm
out.
putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Don't bother me.
But you would think if I'm responding right away, that means if you just messaged me and I'm responding, you have your phone
Right.
in your hand.
Or you got
Right.
your watch on. We in the 20th century.
Right.
You're seeing my response.
Right.
Like, I'm thinking I'm catching you right as you're messaging me,
Right.
right? So that's what I would respond, because I'm like, oh, okay, he's on right now. Let me catch him. Boom. 3 days later.
Right.
3 days
And,
later.
right. And don't claim me as yours now. Don't claim me as
Yo,
yours now, because
just
I'm with
talking about
Spider-Man and Batman
party.
at the bar.
Like,
Yo.
nah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Dating is dating. eventually, if that's the life you live, to find that one person. If you don't, it doesn't happen. But people date to date.
Yeah, but and people are dating to avoid what they've already
Right.
had from the past because they're
Right.
like, I don't want to deal with that. There's a reason they're my exes.
Right.
There's a reason those people aren't in my life anymore. So I'm trying to find the one that ain't gonna be one
Like
of those.
them.
Right.
I'm avoiding those flags.
Right.
Because not only are you avoiding the regular red flags, but you're avoiding the flags you already met. The flags you already experienced.
Right.
If
You know?
I'm talking to Sam, Dick, Sandra, Timothy,
Yep.
and Layla on the side, what
And her
is it to
sister.
you?
Right.
What is
And
what
her
is
sister.
it? What is it to you?
Right.
If I am, because at the end of the day, women are emotional beings.
Yeah.
If we do not get our emotions met, we are gonna find a way to get those emotions met,
Right.
one way or another.
Yep.
So if I am single and I am not getting my emotions from Timmy, I'm probably gonna get it from David.
Right. And you can't be mad because you know what? If you wanted to, you would have.
There you go.
If you want to
And that's
be
what-
with someone, you are
Make
going
the
to
time.
make the time and the effort
Yep.
to message and be with them.
Yes.
Yep. Because even dealing with somebody that has a crazy busy schedule,
They'll make the time for you.
right? Absolutely. I have met people that from the second they wake up, they shower, go to work, they don't get home till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. But throughout the day, even if it is 3 voice messages, I thought about you. I'm letting you know that my day is crazy and I apologize. But you are on my mind. I hope you're doing good. You know, I hope
We
you
good.
ate XYZ. I'm
That's
sorry
it.
I might fall asleep on you, but I'm home safe.
Speak.
That's it. We're adults. You know what I'm
Speak it into
saying?
existence.
Yeah.
We are adults.
it
Right.
louder.
Because you know what? I respect somebody that's pushing to get to their goal because I'm not going to stop you from getting to your goal.
Right.
The goal of each relationship and game is I'm supposed to help you climb while you help me climb. But I'm sorry, I said that backwards. The goal of it is I'm going to hold your hand while you're climbing up, but you're going to hold my hand while I'm climbing up because I don't need you. I want you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Say it for the ones in the back.
And that's
Yep.
what I realized with that situation. I was just like, if he really wants to be with me or he really wants to give me the time of day, he would make the time of day.
Absolutely.
Not give me 2-3 days.
What the fuck you doing that you don't got your phone on you?
Right.
Because
you can't tell me you at work all the time.
Right.
So you thought about my
the-
message for
the-
3 days?
The reason I got the excuse I got was that that they're always getting multiple messages and that they don't always check all their messages. So that's why. And I was just looking like,
From who?
what? You literally just messaged me and I'm messaging you right back. I'm not waiting 5 minutes.
I get multiple messages too. At least I read them. I'm gonna get back to you sometime today, but at
Right.
least I
All
read
you
it.
had to
Right.
say was, "Oh, look, I'm a little busy,
little
but I'm
busy.
gonna get back to you as soon as I can."
Right.
Or, "Hey, something. Just let me know. You're gonna respond to me at some point, but not 3 days later." And then when I do respond 3 days later, right?
Yeah.
Because they hit me up. Guess what happens again? Silent. Another fucking 3 days.
Diamond just scared the fuck out of me.
It sounds so dead.
All I saw was her eyes shine. No, but
another blinking 3 days.
and that's how toxic traits come out of your inner soul
Yeah.
that don't need to happen.
Yeah.
Because why do I gotta feel crazy? Because
Yeah.
you're about to gaslight me that it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-uh.
And I will tell you right to your face. Can you check your messages? You can see I messaged you every day, but why you ain't messaged me?
Why
Right.
you got so many messages in the first place? You're not that poppin', sir.
Right.
I promise you,
And
this
then
person
you
is
gotta
not that
think,
popping.
and you got to think if you're not messaging me and you got mad messages and you're not responding to those people, then who matters to you?
Nobody.
Right. Because obviously I don't. If I gotta wait 3 days for you to realize that somebody's sitting around waiting for me to get.
Oh, because
get
I'm
right.
supposed to sit here and wait for you.
Yeah, nah.
And bend
that's-
backwards.
And that's why I kept it pushing and I did me. And then for them to be shocked and be like,
You
and I was just
cheated on
like,
me?
I can't cheat on something I wasn't with.
I wasn't with you.
Facts, baby, that part.
I was like, I
That
can't
part.
cheat on something I wasn't with. And literally what I told them, because I was like, we weren't together. So
I
you know.
actually had something similar happen, but it was very like, it was like a spiteful comment.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was a very spiteful comment on my social media, popped up, whatever, I was with somebody. First of all, I didn't even know that we was still on the same page when I hadn't have spoken to you for X amount of weeks, months,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, y'all cute.
Oh.
You cute too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks. I didn't need this person to be cute. I was always cute, babe.
Yeah, that's right. It's always those snide, underhand
Right.
line
What are you
comments,
mad
and you're just
about?
like,
I gave
why
you
are
a
you
shot. You wasn't
angry?
there. We wasn't together.
right.
Why are you angry, baby?
Right.
It's
We
'cause
already did this merry-go-round and you jumped off.
Right. Or when they go silent, because like, don't be crazy for me, because that's scary. Be crazy about me,
Yes.
but don't be psycho. Don't send me psycho memes.
Yes.
Because you know what? You don't want to know what psycho is, babe.
Preach.
Do not scorn a woman.
Right.
Period.
Well, at least we know, like, I'm not insane. And
You're
because it
not.
was just
Not at all,
like
not at
this, you know, I just think it's also like there's these standards difference for women and men. And
Absolutely.
of course, like you pointed out beautifully, you know, a man will go out there and do his thing and he'll date multiple people, but a woman
Right.
doesn't. She's a hoe.
Right.
And it's just like, why we have to get titled, but y'all get nothing, you know?
Right.
Or, you know, again, dating isn't monogamous.
Dating is
Right.
not.
It's finding the person, people, whoever that makes you happy.
right.
And if you feel differently, I think it's something we definitely would love to have a conversation about, because the three of us are in consensus that dating is not monogamous unless we are exclusively dating.
Right.
Right. Like you actually have said, you know, I just want to exclusively date you. Just
Right.
you. Then that's a whole different can of worms.
Right.
Now you're
Right.
like, all right, they're shutting you down from everybody. They're just
Right.
like, I don't want.
I gotta
just
get a
want
new
to-
phone because I'm not deleting my hoes.
Right. That's,
Because you
that's-
know what?
you
Some
never know.
relationships, you know,
Yeah. That's a whole nother
that's a
conversation.
whole other conversation.
Conversation.
But
I don't got hoes though, y'all.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop.
No, but y'all let us know what y'all think about that. Do you feel like dating is monogamous, not monogamous? Do you feel like, you know, the situation that I spoke about, was I wrong for dating two people at one time or not letting them know they were dating, which I don't think I should have, but you tell me how you feel. There are some people out there who are like, hey, I'm dating 5 other people, so you're not the only one. I'm just letting you know. Like, should I have done that? Let us know. Hit us up about it. All right, guys. So we've come to our recommendations. And since Criss came back, I'm going to let her do this recommendation.
All right, y'all. Time for my recommendation. So, since it's 2024, and you have these 3 lovely ladies sitting right here, bringing laughter, excitement, chaos, and a little bit of nitpicking your brains, I recommend you listen to our podcast, My Kind of Convo, where you have us 3 lovely, dynamic women making it spicy in your ears. We are streaming on iHeartRadio. We are streaming on Amazon. We're streaming on Apple. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter. And who knows? Maybe we might start streaming somewhere else. Oh, yeah. Don't forget about our videos on TikTok.
All
You're
right.
plugging on.
Thank you. Yeah, so and that's going to be our only recommendation for today. So, thank you so much for that, and definitely everything that she said. Follow us on all of them. Look us up. We appreciate all of our listeners and all of our new listeners. Thank you guys so much. To start off this new year with quite a following and quite a few listeners, we are beyond
So
happy
grateful.
and grateful. We're grateful we even have 1 to as many as we do have today. And we can't wait to see how, what the new year brings in terms of that. So definitely just heads up, look out for some new things coming soon, as Criss has alluded to, and we'll let you know. And to find that out, definitely check out our socials, and we can't wait to see how you guys feel about the upcoming things coming. All right, so this has been
My Kinda Convo.
Have a great day, guys.